Even if he is actually frustrated and he'll yell something, it just sort of makes everyone chuckle. The f are we waiting on? It's just funny. He's a little bit hungry, and he's impatient. It's late. Get him a sandwich and let's roll, please. Hi, I'm Kieran Culkin. Esquire has asked me to explain some things about my life and career. Let's dive in, shall we? Out of everyone in the Succession cast, who do you think would make the best successor and why? Roman. Yeah. Because I actually think he's sort of the most like his father. And Logan wants to pass it down to one of his kids. And Connor doesn't understand the business. And I think the problem with both Shiv and Kendall is that they are almost too smart for their own good. They want to reinvent it. They think that this is, they want to put their own spin on it, or they want to be their own version of, like, Dad built himself from the ground up. That's what they want to be. Roman's like, Kenny broke. Let's not just do what Dad does. Yell at people, make them do stuff. If you fail, blame someone else and fire him. What's the one surprising thing you learned about billionaires while filming? The wine they drink, the fact that they don't wear coats because they have drivers. Yeah, the coat thing is kind of interesting and does sort of seem to track. I'll try on a coat for Roman and be like, this is the coat I'm gonna wear. And then I'm sitting in the car with this coat on. I'm like, this is annoying. And then I get out and just walk into a place. Or get out and walk, they drive right up to the jet and you get into the jet or the helicopter. And I'm like, why was I wearing a coat? It's just cumbersome. And so that seemed to track, I get it now. They don't ever have to walk anywhere and do anything. Who courses more, Logan or Brian? That is good. You know what? That's even. They both just, wow. And the screaming. Both of them with the screaming. But with Logan, it's terrifying. With Brian, it's hilarious because there's no actual weight behind it. Even if he is actually frustrated and he'll yell something, it just sort of makes everyone chuckle. The f are we waiting on? It's just funny. He's a little bit hungry, and he's impatient. It's late. Get him a sandwich and let's roll, please. J. Smith Cameron is awesome, and I agree with that. She is awesome. Was the tension written into the script, or did you two help make that land? I don't think that was written in. I think, for whatever reason, I've just always been really flirty with Jay, and I thought it would be funny just in character for Roman to like Gerri or to try to throw her off, and I just kept making really inappropriate comments to her because, she's general counsel and, it's like the person you really don't do that to. At the end of season 1, director Mark Mylod was in the edit and was like, oh, that's funny. And then it was kind of written in, but, Every character in Succession ranked by how despicable they are. How would you rank the characters from good to evil? So the bottom being the most evil, I would put Connor at the bottom. Connor is quite a terrifying and unpredictable man who basically purchased a person and put her on a ranch. I don't want to say against her will. He created a lovely golden cage for her and she feels trapped and he knows it and just, says, I'll try to make your dreams come true. It's kind of actually terrifying. So him. Roman has some issues. What did you know about the character before you took the role? I didn't know anything really about him. I was sent the script to read for Cousin Greg, and I knew immediately I was not right for it, and I wasn't gonna read for it. Read on and saw Roman walk in the room, and then I made one choice at the start of the pilot, which was just okay, this guy feels like he never has to suffer any consequences. So that was the one choice, and that was the only thing I kind of knew about him. Which character are you most like in real life? Mom friend pretends to have their shit together, sneaks the clear liquor when you're not looking. I don't sneak liquor. I don't wait to say my opinion, so yeah, I guess I'm not like Gerri, mom friend. Judges you in an instant, yeah, I'll do a bit of that. Really wants to be in charge, not me. Pantsuit is not me either. Refuses to get into drama. No, I'll get in. 3 steps ahead of everyone, don't know about that. Puts time limits on arguments, don't do that. No, that I'll just keep going and going. So far I'm liking Logan because the first one says f off, that sounds like me. Third one is oh f off, and then indecisive as f, I think I'm Logan. Will make any excuse to blow someone off. I'm Logan. That's 4 for 4. I don't have to read the rest. It's the fondest memory of John set. It says that I worked with John Candy in Home Alone. I didn't really. And I only met him once as far as I know because he did one day on Home Alone, and I remember going in the trailer and seeing him and was just starstruck. And I don't remember anything specific except that he was really nice. That's all. And I was like, oh, I love this guy. And he was nice. Apparently, because he only showed up and did one day of work, and most of what he did in Home Alone was improvised. There's all that stuff about how he left a kid at the funeral home.
There he was. Apparently he was there alone all day with a corpse.
That's amazing. It's one day's work. If you see that's a big chunk of movie that he's in, all in one 20-something hour long day, that's mostly improvised. The man was brilliant. Which sketch was the most fun to create? Well, I wouldn't say I created anything. I went in there and said, you guys know what you're doing, I don't. They give you a pile of scripts. Like, I don't remember how many, something like 60 sketches to read. And they give you like 2 hours to try to read it, which isn't a lot, but every 10 minutes, somebody knocks on your door to come in and pitch there. And I'm like, oh no, I haven't read that one yet, which is it? And they're like, that's okay. And as I'm trying to find it, they're pitching it to me, and I'm like, here it is. And then they finish the pitch and go, okay, so do I still have to read it? And all right, let me put that aside. And yes, I have read that. And then they pitch it to me anyway. And it's like, I couldn't catch up. Like I maybe got through half of the sketches. Tell us about your Fargo mustache. Jesus Christ, yeah. Why the mustache? It was written in the script, and I remember saying, the one thing is, I can't grow a mustache. And they said, that's not gonna be a problem. I'm like, great, so my character doesn't have to have a mustache. I get there, and they put together this like little fake mustache. I'm like, oh, I thought they said it was no problem. They said, yeah, we just had one made for you. And then they shaved me clean, they glue it, they put this thing on, and I looked in the mirror and I said, oh, a shitty mustache, yeah, I could grow that. If that's what you wanted, I could have grown one of those, but we had to shoot that day, so now I just had this freaking thing glued onto me because I couldn't grow one in a day, and it just kept flopping off. There were so many times where I'm like, just doing this because I don't want it to flap in the, you know, windy out there, wherever the we shot. I'm gonna also talk about the hearing aids and she's all that, because what the was up with that? They said that my character was gonna be deaf and have no dialogue, and I said, great, that's the thing I came for. I was like, I actually know a little bit of sign language, it'll be fun. And I get there and they said, well, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you these hearing aids that you wear at school, so you'll talk, but at home you'll do the sign language. So they established that in the first day, and they're like, actually, we decided to get rid of the deaf thing and the sign language. I was like, okay, but we established these, so you gotta wear them now, and it'll just never be referred to again. She's all that. You started in This Is Our Youth with Michael Cera and Tavi Gevinson? Yup, yes I did. Michael Cera has talked about your friendship and stuff you would bet about backstage. Please explain. He's extraordinarily competitive and really good at any game. There'll be like games that I've been playing my whole life that he'll just learn, and he's like, you're gonna destroy me at it. He learns once, and then he's just better than me. I'm big enough to admit it. He's generally better than I am at games. Learn anything from Steve Martin on Father of the Bride? Wow, that's a good question. I think I got pretty lucky because I've been working since I was about 6 or 7, and I didn't work with any jerks. You know, being the lead on something like this, you sort of could be the jerk. He was really, really nice to everyone. He was kind to me, and he would always ask, like, do you need another? You can have another take if you want, just hit, you know, things like that. It was nice. Yeah, okay, well, thanks for whatevering, and I hope it wasn't too boring, and blah, 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 and stuff, and bye, whatever.